FRISCO. I figured we'd made this perfectly clear a month ago when we reported that Dallas Cowboys defensive tackle David Irving has missed multiple mandatory drug tests in the last 2 months. But maybe I phrased it too politely by adding, putting in jeopardy not only any chance he has of participating with this team during the NFL playoffs but also his chance of playing in the league anytime soon. So this time, in the wake of a Monday chock full of news outlets re-breaking the story of Dallas being done with David, I'll write it louder. David Irving has a substance abuse issue, and that, combined with an absence of love for his job, caused him to fail to show up for work for the better part of months, thus rendering him unemployable. Better. Irving's off-field life continues to be plagued by legal turmoil largely related to conflict with his ex-girlfriend, with whom he shares a young daughter. And his on-field efforts were marred in part by a high ankle sprain he sustained in practice on November 2. But since incurring that injury, Irving rarely showed up for work here inside the Star, not only missing participation in practices but also declining to attend practice as an observer, declining to attend meetings or watch film, and declining to accept rehab help with the ankle and encouragement to stay active in the weight room. He's just sort of checked out, one person close to the situation tells me. Irving is in the NFL's substance abuse program. Sources tell me that during Cowboys training camp last summer he skipped at least one mandatory test, failure to comply, the NFL calls it, and once the 2018 season began, he was hit with a 4-game suspension. That marked the second consecutive season Irving was on the suspended list to start the year. Earlier this year, Irving indicated that he was finding peace in all of this, saying, "I've been through a lot, but I've seen the light at the end of the tunnel. The reality here, an FTC, failure to comply, counts the same as a failed test for all NFL players, including Irving, who has at times been vocal about his objection to the drug policy as it relates to marijuana use." As talented as he is, Irving has played in only 10 games over the last 2 seasons but registered 8 sacks during that stretch. There were also issues of conditioning that likely blocked a return late last season. Additionally, failing to properly rehab the ankle was an obstacle. But most of all there is this: if the Cowboys attempted to activate him, that might have activated the NFL into taking action against him. To me, it seemed like a see-no-evil situation. The league may not have wished to call attention to this unfortunate story, but Irving trying to play may have forced their hand in a negative way. The Cowboys continued to keep him on the 53-man roster, in part because of holding out hope for him playing, in part because they care about his well-being, and keep saying polite things about the situation. From Coach Jason Garrett, "I just think the biggest thing you try and do with a player like that is a day-by-day process, and hopefully he's getting better and better. He's one of those players who we think could make an impact on our defense, if he were healthy. We're just going through the rehab process and hopefully he improves week by week." David himself seems to be playing dumb as it regards all of this, pretending to be confused while wondering if he's been cut. Does everyone assume it's over? "Well, did I get cut? I'm confused," writes David Irving on IG. "Even though I don't believe X. At least I hope not." Picked out Twitter.com/12p486igels, Mike Fisher, @FishSports, February 19, 2019. In truth, though, the kind of help David Irving needs might not have anything to do with football. Various people in the organization have continued to try to reach out to him. That includes owner Jerry Jones, coordinator Rod Marinelli, and defensive leaders Tyrone Crawford and Sean Lee. But Irving, 24, who signed a 1-year, $2.91 million tender as a restricted free agent last offseason, with so many hurdles to overcome, was always unlikely to be allowed to jump over 2 months full of drug test failures. And now it's over. The contract is expired. David Irving is unemployed. And the sky is still blue.